Settled into top flight football pretty well, losing just twice so far. They have the joint best defensive record in the division and conceded only once in 4 home games. Arsenal's informed forward line will have plenty to do against
That's all he's had. Do you think that might be a factor today?
Well, I mean, it could be a factor. I mean, Watford have obviously got a whole bunch of new players. It's another chance for them to try and gel. The manager enjoy that time to keep working on things and get players used to things. But I mean, you know, look, the lads at Arsenal are used to travelling off and coming back, you know, and they'll know the system, they'll know the routine, but you never know who comes back, who needs to train, who might need a bit of a rest, a bit of a rub down. Someone might have a bit of a sore calf. So you don't know exactly who's come back and trained straight away, but you just hope that they come back, slot in, and pick it up where they left off, didn't you?
Fingers crossed. I mean, the way that Arsenal left off was outstanding, wasn't it, against Manchester United? It wasn't plain sailing that the match before, though, was it, against Olympiacos? We can see the highlights. Not too many highlights from an Arsenal perspective in this one, Martin. Really disappointing evening and a bad goal to give away.
Yeah, well, it's another side capitalising on our zonal marking. You know, they'll purposely take all the players into the box and then leave someone on the edge to get a strike. A little bit fortunate. I think it come off Chamberlain, off the side of his leg. It's gone back in the other corner. A little bit fortunate, but the tactic was to put it back to the edge of the box because you won't be marked. And, you know, we got ourselves back into it, puffed and puffed a little bit.
Yeah, we were constantly chasing this game, weren't we? Theo Walcott got his customary goal. He's been banging form, hasn't he, in recent weeks? What have you made of him as a striker?
Yeah, I'm warming to him up there. I'm never in favour of it because I thought, you know, he'd be wasted down the middle, but he's getting the goals. He just needs to. Just needs to start building on his performances and be that main target man, solid, and do everything game after game for me.
Yeah,
but he's scoring the goals and doing well.
Yeah, I see improvements. The goalkeeping wasn't too great from Olympiacos, and let's be honest, it wasn't fantastic from David Ospina there. Really critical mistake by the Colombian.
And so narrow, no one's marking and touch tight. I mean, it's been poor defensively from both sides all night. The goals have been sloppy goals. You know, we should be better than that. You know, we, like you say, you've just got back level. You know, we've shown a naivety there and an inexperience that really we should be so much better than that now. After all the years we've been in Europe, like you say, we should have got back in the game, won the game, accepted it was going to be a poor night, and move on.
Yeah, Olympiacos had a really bad record, didn't they, in English football? Because it puts the pressure on for the Bayern Munich game on Tuesday. So we want to play well today and then really do the business. That's going to be a tough game, right?
Oh, I mean, you know, we've not took any points out of the games we should. Now we've got to take points out of the games where we're really up against it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's transport you 14 miles northwest of here to Vicarage Road, where our commentary team of Chris Harris and Dan Roebuck await for us.
Yes, thanks, Adrian, and welcome along to Vicarage Road. It's the first time that Arsenal have played here since Boxing Day 2006. Chris Harris is alongside me, Dan Roebuck, on commentary duty. Chris, you do get the sense after that win of Manchester United that there is confidence in this Arsenal side challenging for the title.
That's right, Dan. I think if you're 2 points off the top, you'd be crazy to say Arsenal are not title contenders. The problem they have today, as Arsene Wenger said in his press conference, is reconnecting. They had such positive vibes after the Manchester United game, their best performance of this season by some distance. So getting that urgency back, getting that kind of cohesion back after the international break, that's going to be the key today.
Speaking about
Test. But Gabriel is ill, so he drops out of the squad, as does David Ospina with a slight shoulder problem.
And as for Watford, what have you made of them so far this campaign? They've been winning plaudits, but not too many games so far this season.
That's right, Dan. They've not conceded many goals, they've not scored many goals, and I think it'll be a pretty tight game here today. They've done okay, haven't they? You think they maybe conceded a few more as a newly promoted side, and they've got Igalo up front. He scored their last 5 goals in all competitions, and he'll be one to watch today.
But the last time that Arsenal were here, it took a Robin van Persie strike late on to secure the full 3 points. Let's hope it's a little easier today here at Vicarage Road. Adrian, all yours.
Thank you very much, Stan. Here is your starting 11. This is the team that Arsene Wenger has selected for the match at Vicarage Road. As the boys explained, Gabriel is unwell today, which means Laurent Koscielny comes in at the heart of central defence. Otherwise, it's pretty much full strength, isn't it, Martin? You see Matt Maisie, the young goalkeeper, on the bench today. Good experience for him. Let's hope he's not called upon, Martin. But Laurent Koscielny back alongside Per Mertesacker. It's a relationship that the manager trusts and the whole team trusts.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, when he plays, we look far more solid at the back. I mean, he reads well, his pace, he covers, and he chips in with some goals as well. You know, he's quite an attack-minded.
It was a fantastic performance against Manchester United on Sunday. Do you feel that the players maybe owed something to the fans after the Olympiacos game?
We want to always provide special moments for the fans, and special performance was absolutely required after that what happened against the Olympiacos. But there was as well a different competition. So we came back from Leicester, where we got the win there on the road, and then obviously Man United, they were above us, and we tried to catch them. That's what we did. So at the start, I thought really it's difficult to catch them because the goal difference, they were much better than us. No regrets. So
La va a poner en algo ya. Así es riesgo. No sé si usted le he contado yo la de riesgo.
Ojalá que no le haga honor a su apellido, ¿no?
Sí, que es el portero más temido por los supersticiosos.
No me diga. Y me imagino también con ese apellido.
Apellida riesgo,
Sí.
lleva el número 13 y ataja. Y normalmente va de amarillo. Hoy le vemos de azul.
Ay, ay.
Bueno, vamos a ver los 11 titulares que nos trae AT&T.
Muy bien. En el Eibar, que forma con un 4-2.
When a foreign manager comes in, we often talk about playing expansive football, but you'd probably say it's been more pragmatic than anything else. When you look at how they play, defensively solid, they don't leave a lot of gaps. I'd say compact. You look at Cathcart, Watson, Podol and Capoue, and that'll be pretty much how they'll play. I doubt there'll be too many gaps. Jerry made a really good point a minute ago saying, why would you leave space in behind when you're playing against Walcott, Ramsey and Sanchez? They're going to defend deep at times, and what they're going to do is almost use these two, Igalo and Deeney, as their out ball. How many times can they be direct? Now, we've looked at the stats, and they do play a lot of long balls, no doubt about it.
More than anybody else.
More than anybody else, yeah. And I think it's a case of playing to your percentages, playing to your strengths. You can see it there, 617, and also long balls, long passes. And the reason why is that they've got two players up front that are so important to them. Now, I'm going to stop it there. Hold on one second, just take that back. Because as Podol receives that ball, you can already see he's got Troy Deeney saying, hit it long. He's got that pass if he wants. Other teams might say, no, I'm going to play this ball into Ben Watson. I'm going to play this ball into Neon and keep it simple, the modern football. But no, he knows we can get success by playing long balls to Deeney and to Igalo, who are a real modern-day handful. Now, Thierry, I know you love this pass, because as Deeney picks up that ball, he's just going to slide a little pass in here, which is as good as anything you'll see. It's almost like a bit David Silva-like, isn't it?
Listen, if it was David Silva, everybody would have been raving about that pass. And ultimately for me, Igalo is scoring because this man that we're seeing on this slide, I'm going to take it back a tiny bit. You see here, Deeney and Igalo. And actually, the goalkeeper throws the ball, Dave. And look at this. We've seen that so many times with Deeney. He's strong, using his body well. And what I love about Igalo is this, his awareness in front of goal. Stone here does well. Show him his left foot. But he knows exactly what's happening around the box. Dummies him, goes inside. Dummies him too. Got a bit lucky, a great goal. Same thing here. I'm going to stop it because I love actually this one. Deeney, Igalo. Well, Igalo is not, I can almost say, not stupid, not having got anyone else. But look at what he does. He doesn't make that run where he's going to kill his own angle to score a goal. What he does, he goes. He's going to try to look and see where Deeney is going to play the ball and make that little run to still be in front of goal. And you're going to see that about now.
So Deeney is important to the team despite the fact he's not scoring goals?
Yes, I will say like Emileski was for Michael Owen, like now Quinn was for Kevin Phillips. 3 assists, 5 goals. But ultimately, if you don't have him around there, it will be more difficult for Igalo.
I mean, let me ask you a question, Thierry. You're playing against this Arsenal side. Which side, if you were Igalo and Deeney, which side would you try to play against? Would you be up against Koscielny, or would you looking to get down the side of Mertesacker?
Why are you laughing, Jamie?
I'm not, because I just watch so many teams. No, this is no disrespect. This is a guy that's won hundreds of caps for Germany. But I just look at, I see teams that play up for long, don't utilise playing against Mertesacker.
I will go there. Him there and Deeney there, trying to run in behind there. That's what I would try to do. I mean, you're not going to run with Koscielny. He's a bit faster. You need where someone is bleeding. I'm gonna go where the guy is bleeding.
Big game as well for two former Spurs players, you would think, in Gomez, the goalkeeper, and Capoue. He will do his best to protect that back four, as you heard from Jamie. Big incentive as well for Watford today, because the way that results have gone in the afternoon's Premier League action so far, they have a chance to go into the top of the table. Yes, they've dropped a couple of places down to 14th, but a victory would take them back into the top half. And there are one or two teams climbing in there, Southampton and Spurs drawing, but still on the move upwards. West Ham winning again away from home, up into third. Manchester United winning Goodison up into second. City stay top. Arsenal and 5 points off the lead, but they can climb back into second place with a big victory here at Vicarage Road. 4 times they've met so far in the Premier League. All 4 have been won by Arsenal. Will they make it 5 out of 5? Can Watford spring a surprise here on Saturday Night Football?
Out teams that have gone through those legs as well. But we're looking forward to this on Saturday evening. It's Watford against Arsenal in the company of Alan Smith and Martin Tyler.
Yes, David, we're really looking forward to it as well. We're going to see an unchanged Watford team. Former Tottenham goalkeeper Aurelio Gomez stands in Arsenal's way this evening. Nathan Ake, on loan from Chelsea, keeps his place at left back. And Ben Watson stays in midfield, even though Valon Berami, whose place he's taken, is available again after suspension, alongside Etienne Capoue, another former Tottenham player with North London derby experience. And up front, Troy Deeney, who's developed into a real leader here, and Odion Igalo, a steely finisher with 5 goals already. Arsenal's internationals have returned pretty much unscathed, Petr in goals, and Laurent Koscielny has made a rapid recovery from a hamstring injury he's needed today because Gabriel has undergone a minor operation. Francis Coquelin and Santi Cazorla very much the first choice pairing in the middle of midfield. Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez shared the goals in the mauling of Manchester United before the international break, and Theo Walcott is the main striker for Arsenal for a 6th Premier League game in a row. René Gilmartin is Watford's backup goalkeeper today. He hasn't played for the club for 4 years. It's Matt Macy for Arsenal. David Ospina came back from Colombia with a sore shoulder. Well, the selection of in-form Alexis Sanchez after a hip injury and potential jet lag emphasises that Arsenal's priority is the Premier League. But a tough defence for him to crack here at Watford. And it's live.
A game can change in the blink of an eye. But I'll be watching, listening.
Alan, one you've picked out for special pre-match mention.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's done well, first of all, to keep Ed Barami, who is available after suspension, but he is entrusted with doing what they've done very well in general, and that's to protect the back four. But today, well, it's a different ball game to most of the opposition they faced previously. Herzog, Cazorla, Ramsey and the like, and he's a lad that's learning all the time. His 6th league game on the trot through the middle. He's got the look of a man who's enjoying life. He's certainly taken to the task really well. Might not have too much space to run in behind, so that's going to test his overall game today.
Well, two clubs whose training grounds are side by side, but who rarely face each other. Only Watford's 3rd Premier League season, of course. Arsenal in their 90th consecutive campaign in the top flight of English football. Well, 2 weeks since their last action as Arsenal kick off, they probably didn't get as much praise for their incredible achievement in hammering Manchester United 3-0 as they would have done had Brendan Rodgers not been sacked about 20 minutes after the final whistle in that game, and became the major talking point of all the weekend's post-match discussions. And they, of course, all went on international duty pretty much after that. Aaron Ramsey successfully with Wales, players on view from Northern Ireland, Spain, the Czech Republic, Austria and Germany, all of whom should be in great heart after helping their nations qualify for the European finals. Well done the Arsenal medical staff to get Laurent Koscielny fit. He wasn't scheduled to be back for a week or so, and they're often maligned for having too many players in the treatment room, but they've got Koscielny up and about. I don't think it was much of a secret to Watford, who could have looked over the fence to see him training.
That's one thing you'd say about Arsenal at the moment. Yes, of course, they've got the likes of Jack Wilshere out, but they do seem to have addressed that point of losing so many players to injury.
Here's Coquelin. Ozil Got a special mention from Arsene Wenger this week for scoring against Manchester United, for delivering in a really big game. And he plays plenty of them, of course. About to give because Bellerin went on.
A couple of times. Nathan Ake's had a bit of work to do first couple of minutes. Just against Ramsey, and now Bellerin, who's a flyer, as we know, won't hesitate to get forward.
Well, Watford so strong defensively. Arsenal, of course, usually have goals in them, particularly in recent games, with 8 in the last 2 in the Premier League. Ramsey jumping for it, and Gomez has dropped it, but he's got a free kick anyway. Dropped it under challenge, and maybe a painful fall too. Big personality here, former Tottenham goalkeeper. Played in 5 North London derbies, only lost 1. So, Quique Sanchez Flores has had a long career as a player in La Liga, represented Spain 15 times, and is a thoughtful manager in an ever-changing position in recent seasons for Watford, but he's made a good start.
He certainly has, and he must have worked incredibly hard with these players on the training ground. Not such an opportunity this week, of course, after the international break, to work on negating Arsenal strengths.
Arsenal popping the passes around nicely, and Ramsey delivering the cross. And it's a chance really for Walcott, who just went for the glancing header but couldn't steer it beyond Gomez.
But the near post, really, where the gap was. Beautiful ball in from Ramsey, who spots him. I was talking about the movement of Walcott. That is good movement from him. Just lacking the finish. Trying to find the far corner instead of the near post.
Alexis Sanchez, 9 goals in his last 5 appearances for the club and country. And by the admission of Chile's national team coach, not fully fit for those 2 internationals. They won both of them. He just hates sitting it out. So the story before the game actually today, that when he made his debut for Arsenal, the Community Shield, he was taken off early at half-time and kicked up a right stink. Didn't want to go off at all. And the manager actually realised what a gem he got in terms of application.
Leo Walcott trying to make a run in behind there, as we suspected. Not an awful lot of space to get into. It's going to be the case today, I think.
He usually wins his headers, and got that down to a strike partner, Igalo. Ficci starting on the right. Versatile player who's predominantly left-footed, but can play left back, right midfield, left midfield. Has had a game this season already in the centre of midfield. Here's Etienne Capoue. Any coming short. Away for a moment and wasn't going to let him get away. Sanchez and Coquelin. A couple of thousand Arsenal fans in their capacity. We're broadcasting from the Graham Taylor stand. Great figures at this football club, and Graham Taylor will be, like many of us, sad today with the news of the passing of Howard Kendall. They were opposing managers in the 1984 FA Cup final. Watford v Everton.
Should be the shape of things to come, though. Arsenal enjoying all the possession. Watford sitting deep and trying to hit them under play.
But here's Ramsey. Okay. He's had one Premier League start for Chelsea, and this is his second for Watford. He's only tight on him, and he needed to be. A lovely playing surface. Arsenal, I'm sure, will relish the opportunity to show off their wares. And they need to win by anything other than 1-0 to go back to second place in the table. Manchester United improving their goal difference at Goodison Park today. And their points tally, of course. Here's Sanchez back in towards Aaron Ramsey. Stopped in the act of shooting. Capoue takes it back into trouble though. And then Neil gets it away. Arsenal come again. It's been a positive start from them. Santi Cazorla trying to give it a whack. Dini giving it a whack. He's giving Bellerin a bit of a whack as well.
Well, they've had to do a lot of defending already. I don't think you see too much of a space between those two, Capoue and Watson, and the two centre-halves when Arsenal get the ball. Sitting very deep.
It's a Craig Cathcart, of course, very much part of Northern Ireland's success in the Euro qualifiers. Dini, cleverly crafted ball towards Carlo, can't quite rein it in. Watford, incidentally, have never won a Premier League game in the month of October. This is spread over 2 previous seasons and 1 match at Bournemouth, which was a draw this season. In every Premier League game they've played against Arsenal, they have lost. There was a time back in the 1980s when they regularly beat Arsenal. It's a little bit before Alan Smith was signed, I think. Yeah, way before. They still, on the overall head-to-head in league meetings, have won more games than the Gunners have against them.
No, Graham Taylor's Watford would always give you a tough time. And this one threatens to do so here.
It's one season, Alan, where they've beat them twice in 2 days over the Easter period. Monreal. Not too much for Petr Cech to do so far. Ake makes the dropping ball. Dini. Ozil. Coquelin with an Ozil-like pass. And now Sanchez loves to hit them from that range, and it was on target, parried away spectacularly by Gomez. It's a wonderful strike, a little bit similar to the one that Fizz goes through. Only trying to ease it on. Here's the Austrian Sebastian Prödl. Dini gets it back from Coquelin and drives on. And drives goalwards too. He's contributed plenty, although he's still looking to open his Premier League account.
Well, nothing wrong with his industry, his work ethic. Fighting to get that ball back, and this one was really struck sweet. He might have moved a bit in the air as well, making it awkward for Petr Cech.
Overhit cross from Alan Neil.
Certainly worth a crack from that distance. He'll be desperate to get off the mark. And the more efforts on goal he can have like this, the better. Kind of a little touch off Koscielny, didn't it?
Well, there's one at the other end too.
We know he's going to come inside, Martin, but stopping him is another matter. And he really does strike those balls beautifully. Yeah, very similar to the Manchester United one.
Anya. Migalo. Arsenal to make sure that they have a bit of protection in front of the goalkeeper. All the way with Ramsey, who laid it off well. Walcott's just offside, and he hasn't finished it anyway.
Again, lovely play from Francis Coquelin, venturing forward on this occasion. Nothing wrong with the pass, it was just Walcott wasn't able to hold his run. This time he has got space to run into. It's a clever pass with the ball, it's the Frenchman, as well as being very good at breaking up the play, putting out fires.
He's one of those who hasn't been away on international duty. Same with Mertesacker, who's retired after, of course, being a World Cup winner with Germany. Monreal's not currently in the Spanish setup either. He goes in with a header here. Back by Neal. Cazorla. It's another offside decision. That looked a bit tighter.
Well, if he keeps making the runs, it's a percentage game. Sooner or later, the flag will stay down. And it's tight, but a good decision. I think that time Ozil got between the lines, able to receive the ball and turn.
Arsene Wenger had to deal with an AGM this week, and he's outlined he thinks Arsenal have a real chance in the Premier League this season. Igalo. Anya. See Capu that far forward was a bit of a surprise. That almost caught Arsenal out. Bellerin. Ozil almost making the drag back work. Monreal. Sanchez kept it in. Capu. Good strength there. He's admittedly a more diminutive opponent in Santi Cazorla. Mike Jones is the referee. Prödl takes. And he did very well to keep that in. Didn't do so well when they had a chance of winning a 50-50 with Koscielny. Again, the Watford captain scrambling back, trying to get his foot in, and he does it well. It's doing a lot of work, Troy Deeney. As David in the studio pointed out, the 6-year-old son Miles came out with him as a mascot tonight. Miles actually has a soft spot for Arsenal.
So yeah, he was quick to tell me that beforehand.
Bellerin, well matched by Ake. He didn't get it beyond Ramsey. Here is Deeney Senior. Deeney again.
Wasn't a huge surprise that Arsenal are dominating possession, but Watford have seen a bit more of the ball last 5 minutes or so.
Capu. Neon. She only tried to nick it and it didn't work out because here's Anya. And now Igalo, Anya, Dini. Just almost got a bit too close to it and it came at his left foot and he couldn't, where his weight was, and he couldn't get a shot away. But, I'm sure the goals will come at this level for Troy Deeney. But what's really awkward, I think Anya could have done better. Spinning and having a little shot himself once he's in the box just there. Had to take it really first time, but he wasn't set up to do it, Deeney. It is in the goal scoring department, whether it's the way the team is set up so good defensively, it leaves too much work to do in the attacking sense. But Arsenal have scored more in their last 2 games than Watford have managed in the Premier League all season. Walcott, stopped by Abdi. Here's Ben Watson, famous for that FA Cup winner for Wigan at Wembley. Well, there's a test for the hamstring. Laurent Koscielny. Here's Walcott. On for Ramsey. Would have needed a very big back heel to reach another Arsenal player.
I think that's where Arsenal have got to take advantage on the transition when Watford haven't got back into shape, but they did so really quickly there, the home team.
Onside is Deeney. He's got Igalo in the middle. He looks for him. And Koscielny reaches again to good effect.
Well, Koscielny knew exactly the picture there. He knew Igalo was behind him. You see him glance over his right shoulder, so he covers the gap. He makes it really difficult for Troy Deeney to find his strike partner. Top defending.
Been here for over 5 seasons now. He's played Troy Deeney with 103 different players in Watford colours in league games, on a 7th different manager. And they'd love to see the Watford fans get a Premier League goal. He's got another possibility here from the corner, but not from a corner like that. A little bit of a autumnal breeze around Hertfordshire today. All just held on it there before it dropped for Deeney's header. Capu.
Well, it's been a good 10 minutes for Watford. Seeing much more of the ball and making good use of it.
Deeney. Igalo. There's a miscontrol that allowed it to sit up for the shot. It was a miss-hit shot in the end.
Well, did have to take it extremely quickly, but he's in the mood to do just that. I don't want there to be an over-reliance on him, though. Scored his team's last 5 goals.
The record in the Premier League is 9 in a row. No surprise it was Alan Shearer who did it in his Blackburn days. It's not consecutive games like the run Jamie Vardy's on, but that's actually goals. Nobody else scoring for the team over that period. Koscielny well again. A bit lucky with the flick in field. It's Nacho Monreal.
Are content to play the long ball sometimes from the back like that. As the lads in the studio highlighted, they do play more on those long passes than anybody else in the league at the moment. There are a couple of lads up front in Dini and Nagala that'll fight for it, that'll try and hold it up.
I was talking to Quique Sanchez Flores in the week, Alan. He said, well, I do like to play. I come from Spain, but I understand I've got the players that I can go along with. I've got 4 forward here, but one of them with the ball. Alman Abdi running into trouble. Mertesacker reunited with Koscielny today. Gabriel's going to have a big part to play in the future, though, in the centre of the Arsenal defence. Ramsey. Do you think if Arsenal had won their first 2 Champions League games, we'd be looking at this lineup today with Bayern Munich on Tuesday?
It'd be interesting to see the Bayern Munich lineup from Arsenal. Might he rest one or two? Sanchez on the ball here. Might he get a rest? I don't know. The Arsenal fans wouldn't be pleased, but it almost seems like the priority lies with the Premier League at the moment, given the Champions League situation.
Ramsey. Monreal. Ramsey. Came off Cathcart a little fortunately for Watford and for Gomez in particular. Recognise Dean Austin from his time of playing with Tottenham and Crystal Palace, who's one of the assistants to Quique Sanchez Flores, and he's learning Spanish, which will help in his current job, I would think.
Probably sums up the Premier League today, doesn't it? The Watford assistant manager.
Actually, learning Spanish, I have to say, he speaks some good Spanish. He's been doing it for a few years now. It's what I guess the modern young coach does. Past the halfway mark in the first half. It's been bright from both sides. It is a chilly evening. Arsene Wenger recognising that. I mean, it will be 66 next Thursday, so probably feel it a little bit more. Speaking from experience. It wasn't intentional, but it was quite an awkward one when the Koscielny slipped. Players from both sides appreciating that it was an accident.
He was attacking the ball, Koscielny, at some pace. He might have lost his footing a little bit in the tussle.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he just ran into the arm.
Yeah. He's only got eyes for the ball. Magala knows he's coming. Just trying to fend him off.
No hard feelings. A bit of a hard knock for Laurent Koscielny.
You'll get him back later.
It's harder to do with all the cameras around these days. Here's Aaron Ramsey. To feed it into Walcott. It's renowned defence holding up well enough. Walcott. It's Coquelin's pass. He's played some good balls so far. Corner given.
Yeah, the first touch gave Alan Neom a little sniff of the challenge. Couldn't quite kill the ball dead.
Also waiting for Santi Cazorla to get across to take it. Giving Koscielny and Mertesacker extra time to get forward. Thread all over Mertesacker. Taken out by Dini. Ozil. deep towards Mertesacker, beyond him in fact, was headed back across by Koscielny. And Watford a little bit short at the other post, but Arsenal had no one there to round it off. Maybe a chance for Watford to counter-attack here. Ake. Lost a fair bit of Neon, but he came up with something. Head it forward well.
They've settled down well, Watford, after that start when Arsenal were doing all the pressing. Now it's more of an even game. I don't think the manager will be too displeased with the way this first half has gone.
Only conceded the one goal, of course, here in the Premier League this season. That was a penalty at this penalty area here, right on the line against Crystal Palace down the side of near side of Sweelock. In fact, they have conceded penalties in their last 2 Premier League games, Watford. And a save from Bournemouth's Glenn Murray a couple of weeks ago. Sanchez, Ramsey coming in, and it's into the crowd rather than into the net.
Well, what a ball. Lovely play from Ozil originally, but Sanchez, what a pick out this is. It's virtually perfect. Does it bounce off his knee? No, it doesn't. Oh, what a miss from the Welshman. What a miss.
He had one for 4-0, didn't he, in the match against Manchester United. Very similar.
He's good at making those runs, really good from that right side position.
Came off Coquelin. Igalo. Almost half an hour gone here at Vicarage Road. By Capu. Sebastian Predel used to play alongside Per Mertesacker, a big opponent of his today, when they were together at Werder Bremen in Germany. One Predel to just scrape that one forward. So Sanchez closed him down. And here's Igalo. He's suddenly in the clear for Watford. Well, given his recent record, he's either complaining he was fouled or that he didn't get the last touch.
Well, I think he feels that Monreal has crashed into the back of him here, whatever. He just doesn't do a good job because the contact almost comes after he's let go of the shot. Sliced it to nudges in the back, but he misses by a distance in the end. It's a really good chance and miss kicks it. He'll claim it was as a result of the nudge.
Here's Koscielny. Over Ake. Around his control is superb. Not from Coquelin to Ramsey again. Give and go to Zola and Coquelin. Sanchez. Straightforward that one for Predel to clear. On Igalo, free kick to Watford, quickly taken. Dini trying to give Andy something to chase, and he's chased it down well. He looks for Igalo, has completely missed it. And, Arsenal can come away. They have to breathe a more easily a couple of occasions after Igalo's threatened in the last couple of minutes. Sanchez. Santi Cazorla hits it. Right to Alexis Sanchez again. Pressure by Capu. It's helped by Dini. Yeah, Arsenal end up back on the halfway line. With Alexis Sanchez typically didn't give it up.
No. Typically Watford. Shows you what they've been all about this season.
Cazorla. Monreal. Monreal again. Without Olivier Giroud, and of course Robert staged ahead of him in the selection stakes as the central striker. The aerial route is not so profitable for Arsenal. We'll see in a week's time what Arsene Wenger does in terms of picking the team after the Bayern Munich match. Saturday night football is Arsenal against Everton from 5. Sky Sports 1 as usual.
Yeah, it might be an evening for Olivier Giroud tonight if Arsenal haven't made the breakthrough in the second half.
Anya, pressed by the indefatigable Sanchez. Cathcart. Clever play by Cazorla. When is it not? Walcott fronting up. Arsenal's throw. Cazorla is winding up. That was all a bluff as he tried to slide a pass through for Walcott. Worked so hard when the opposition.
Cross swords once or twice, but yes, a little slap across the face.
Mike Jones has had a word with both players, and we restart with the throw. For Ake to get forward here from Ake's pass. A little bit carried away. The Dutch under-21 international.
Well, he's popped up once or twice. He's found some space, more often on the left than through the middle, but they do need him to escape the attention of Capu and Watson if they're going to get ticking.
Koscielny. It's all up out by Anya momentarily. Coquelin. And here's Bellerin. Still going, trying to put it on a plate. And Monreal, the other fullback who's arriving at the far post. Now Ramsey, they're in again, Arsenal here. All they get out of it is a corner off Ben Watson. There was a big gap for Watson to plug then, and
like he did. Well, it's a difficult clearance that Alan Neon was asked to perform there. Could have easily scored an own goal. Koscielny coming in. Well, he's got ahead of Troy Deeney here with a run. It's Cathcart actually that was originally picking him up. This is a lovely move, and you just wonder whether Bellerin gets so close to goal, it's not just worth trying a shot yourself. It's an intricate pass he's trying there. A great clearance though.
Yeah, look where Monreal was. And you might have to, if you're Arsene Wenger, think about getting both fullbacks forward in the same attack to crack Watford here. Here gone by Abdi. Igalo. Deeney. Capu, the long striding Neon lets it run. Capu. Deeney something to fight for. Quite get his approach right. Bellerin. Bit of a slip in the end by Aaron Ramsey. He's running a very clever piece of play. He's holding his head, which is... Well, in the end, it looked as though they were going to put it out, Watford, but it was... Might be something that we'll have to revisit, Alan, if this leads to a goal. It's the referee's job to stop it, of course. Here's Neon. Also a bit distracted here. Ramsey's back on his feet. Deeney. Oh, and it's deflected just away from where Igalo was arriving. Riddle's header. Supported down beneath us, thinking that Ramsey was trying to make a meal of that. Was possibly caught in the head accidentally by Ben Watson.
Yeah, given it was a head injury, I'm surprised the ref didn't put a stop to it.
Coquelin. Called by Abdi. Deeney, cutely done. He's involved again from Abdi. He saw the run of Anya. And eventually, Mertesacker did as well. Undoubtedly, Arsenal have a battle or two to win here before they can think about winning the match.
You've got to be patient against this Watford team. Aren't going to give away any presence, and got to try and wear them down. And as the second half progresses, hope that they tire.
Igalo, free kick. Against Ramsey. One win here, Watford came against Swansea. The game after the previous international break. And the opponent, Swansea, had just beaten Manchester United going into that international break. As, of course, Arsenal did a couple of weeks ago. Watson takes. By Abdi, defended well by Koscielny, I must say, is back in and needed to be straight back to his best on his return from injury. Ozil. Alexis Sanchez. Santi Cazorla. Most of his options are to the left. Ozil. Real. Alexis Sanchez. Comes to Bellerin. The goalkeeper had to be quick, and he was, Gomez. Has to be a bit too quick to hurl it out to Igalo. Didn't have much support. No great cost for Watford. Capoue. Deeney chasing. Arsenal confused. They're asking about handball outside the area. Check pointing to where I think the officials think the ball was struck. How do you see it, Alan?
Well, it may well have, but I didn't think Czech needed to come out. Mertesacker was in charge. He could have just nodded it back to his keeper. Very nearly made a mess of it between them.
Work by Abdi. Pursued, hunted down by Ramsey, and Abdi complaining that the support that he wanted just in field from Ben Watson wasn't there. Let's have a look at the Czech episode. Check it out.
It was a lovely ball from Capoue. Capoue had started it, and it's a rational challenge. He just come off the shoulder, and he didn't know anything about it anyway. But Mertesacker was in charge of this. He didn't need Czech flying out at him. They get away with it. It's a high boot.
I'll say it was lucky for Czech that Deeney wasn't within reaching distance of that high boot. Well, Arsenal started in controlling fashion, really. They knocked the ball around right from the off, and it looked as though routes to goal would be coming quickly. I must say, since Watford have got into the game, they've contributed to a more equal first half, and they've roused the crowd.
Well, this team have given as much as they've got over the first 45.
Missed by Cathcart. Walcott, Ramsey's offside. But, before the offside, decision, the earlier incident was the free kick. Just to make it clear, Arsenal weren't deprived there by the referee throwing his whistle prematurely. Ramsey would have been given offside if there hadn't been a foul. Ozil takes. Deep enough. It's more like it. And towards Mertesacker. Away by Watson. We're into the one added minute. What have you made of the first half, Alan?
It's been fascinating. Watford has grown into this half. Capoue, I think, for them has been vital. He's made some lovely passes forward as well as protecting that back four alongside Watson. But it might become harder as the second half wears on to keep this Arsenal side at bay. As one or two legs start to tire.
Ozil. Ozil again, disguise on the pass. Ramsey. He did score for Wales in midweek. He's still looking for his first Arsenal goal of the season.
Well, I think he's entitled to have a pot. It's an accusation against Arsenal. They don't shoot enough. They try and pick the perfect pass. He wasn't there. Plenty of action around Watford's box for the away team.
I think plenty of action in the first half. Given the lack of goals in this stadium this season, you might not be so surprised. It's nil-nil at half-time. If you've watched the game, you probably are. Ramsey with chances for Arsenal. And Igalo has scored their last 5 goals. He could have added 1, maybe 2 to his current run. But the break here at Vicarage Road, it's Watford 0, Arsenal 0.
And Vicarage Road seem pretty happy with that, despite the fact they still haven't seen a goal in the first half there this season. Thoughts of Cherry and Jamie on why that is in just a moment. But Arsenal having scored 8 in their previous 2 Premier League games, I think Watford will be pretty happy with the way it's going so far. Chances at both end, no way through for either side yet.
is why he's playing. He is vital for that team.
And this is what I want to pick out. Now, per Mertesacker, his body position there, you can see it. Why teams don't do this more often against Arsenal, I'll never know.
Is he in the wrong position for a start? Should he be at the other side?
When you lack pace, you don't play offside when there's no pressure on the ball there. If he drops off and runs with Troy Deeney, he might have more of a chance. But look at the gap that opens up. Mertesacker, look at his reaction there once the ball goes past him. And if he can just... He's unlucky. Look, he's trying to do the right thing. He can see his teammate Igalo in there. But Koscielny actually does really well.
What if he takes a touch?
What he can do is take a touch, and then Koscielny would have had to make a decision. I come to you, and then you have a better chance to play Igalo. But you can't defend like that if you're Mertesacker. You can't. You just can't.
No. Big moment as well. I mean, the most frequent pass combination for Watford today has been goalkeeper Gomez to Troy Deeney. They've done that 6 times. Almost caught Arsenal out with this one as well, Jamie.
They did, and it's something that I think it just works for them. You know, this is sorry, I've gone the wrong way here.
Throws in the Peter Cech one.
Let's start that again. Sorry, Jonesy. This is the Peter Cech one. Capoue plays a really good ball. I've said all game he's been incredible, and that pass there is perfect. And Peter Cech gets a little bit lucky, but I think because Mertesacker going back, I think that's why he does it, and he panics a little bit. I don't think it is handball. It hits his arm. I don't think he means to do it. You think it's handball, Thierry?
No, it would have been unlucky. I think Mertesacker doesn't even know that the ball hit his head. He goes there, but I will agree with you. He went out there because he knows Mertesacker is not quick. So he's like, oh, hang on a minute. I have to go and help him there. And he nearly ended up being a mess. So they got away with it. It would have been harsh, a handball there.
Quick look at the best moments for Arsenal.
Well,
they have had one or two.
Watford, to a certain extent, they send you to sleep when you've got the ball. At times, there's not been enough urgency. There's not been many times when this has happened, when you get one of your best players on the pitch cutting inside and he gets that shot away. And that's what you want more of from Alexis Sanchez. I think Aaron Ramsey, who has had probably the most shots on goal for Arsenal, at times has come inside too much. When he stays wide, he can cause Watford a lot of problems by playing in these angles here, in these areas. Very unlucky, should score. But you can see, that's the run that he's got to make. Just there, it's a late run. Probably should score as well, Thierry, shouldn't he?
He should have scored. He had exactly the same chance against United. What happens is sometimes when you're not confident in front of goal, you miss this type of opportunities, and that's what's happening to Aaron Ramsey at the moment.
Not his day, despite the fact he got off the mark for Wales in the week, helped them to qualification, but he's had more shots on goal than any other player in the Premier League this season without scoring. Up to 25 now. Different story for Alexis Sanchez, who's had a mixed first half. Arsenal will want more from him if they're to win this game at Vicarage Road this evening.
Igalo that Mertesacker was able to reach.
He instinctively looks for his strike partner, doesn't he, Deeney? Lifts his head, where's Igalo?
No changes incidentally at half-time. So last played here, Boxing Day 2006. Theo Walcott came on as a substitute in that game. Of course, Arsene Wenger was the manager. So many other connections. Arsenal won it 2-1. Little lax from Gomez.
Got a bit spooked by Walcott bearing down on him.
Problem for Neil, who was trying to rescue the situation by delaying the taking of the throw. A bit of a touch by Monreal, taking away the free kick. Just to remind you that a 1-0 Arsenal win would not take them back to second place because of Manchester United getting 3 goals at Everton today. But any other margin of victory would. Tested by Igalo. Almost had a lot of players around him and needed most of them to deal with it. Ozil. Coquelin. Good space for Alexis Sanchez. Also for Aaron Ramsey. Walcott. Got back. Trying to put the padlocks on this particular passage of play.
Yeah, a little too slow on the counter. Arsenal, which is not an accusation you often level up them, but trying to be a bit too precise, maybe a bit too careful.
Well, look where they've ended up. Quique Sanchez Flores would be delighted with that, the discipline of his team, but surely making Czech hurry a little bit and the presence of Deeney. Ake. Steve Bolt alongside Arsene Wenger. It's a wearing down process from Arsenal's point of view. They're probably not so gifted at doing that. They are at simply opening up the opposition, whereas Watford well equipped perhaps to grind down their more illustrious opponents. I say they're neighbours as far as training grounds are concerned, but very rich relations Arsenal compared to Watford. Bellerin to slide it down the outside of Ake and Cathcart for Walcott to get in, but it didn't work out.
We've been able to handle Walcott pretty well. Purdle and Cathcart following that opening 10-15 minutes when he was threatening to get in behind.
Deeney waited for the connection from Koscielny.
They both used the body well, Deeney and Igalo. Make sure they get between ball and man.
Abdi is the usual set-piece specialist. These kind of distances for Watford. I think it's a good game for the club here this evening. Ben Watson's having a good look at it as well.
It's a bit more awkward because it's central and shoot.
Abdi takes. It's Good header across from Prebble. Got a scamper back. Foul on Ramsey. By Deeney. Saka, a good picture of what was around him. A little taken by surprise by the pass to him that time from Koscielny. Coquelin. Now Alexis Sanchez. Ozil hasn't been able to keep it in. '27 last Thursday. I guess he should be moving into the real prime of his career now.
Well, he was fantastic against Manchester United. He delivered in a big game, something that his critics have said, and I think it's fair comment that he hasn't done enough for Arsenal. Consistency you're after now.
And he looks for Igalo again with a little headed pass that time, just to take it through himself. Squeezed forward by Coquelin. Sanchez. Has he got Watford on the run here? Got plenty of support. Santi Cazorla. Bellerin. Cazorla. Again, has to be really precise for Arsenal if they don't break with pace, and they've got a mass defence to try and get through. Don't want to win too many aerial challenges. Precise here for Sanchez, who has a shot. He took it right on the front foot too.
I think that's the way forward. Things are going to happen quicker for Arsenal. They're going to disturb a really well organised Watford team. They'll get set pretty quickly on the home side.
They're taking the free kick quickly after the foul by Capoue. Ramsey. Ramsey's ball. For a moment, Gummers is going to fumble that, but no worries for the keeper. Okay. Lovely spectacle of the lights around the stadium. Trying to light it up on the pitch are Arsenal here. Sanchez. Ozil. At least a little spell this from Arsenal. And Ozil can't quite crown it with a goal. It's a lovely run, and he was picked out really well from Sanchez here. There you go. Prebble was on his toes, alive to it. He's picking up his old buddy Mertesacker now. Not looking at the ball at all, just looking at the man. Arsenal piling in. Put out by Anya, driven back by Monreal. Coquelin. Ozil had stayed on the left. Monreal. Ozil. Monreal. Real sturdy challenge by Capoue again. Miscue. Koscielny has certainly come back ahead of schedule. No sign of him having to
well, I think it might be a night
yield to the injury.
Yeah, I think with Giroud, it might be a night just to mix it up, to give those two Watford centre-halves something different to think about. Arsene Wenger could move Walcott to the right-hand side. At the moment, the home team wrapping up most of what Arsenal can muster.
It's a really great setting here at Vicarage Road. Changed a lot in organisation and ownership, Watford. The essential core of a community club, a town club, remains. Corner eventually given. And now it's Mertesacker's turn to mark Prödl. But he's not going to do that. Prödl's free at the moment, totally free. And in he goes.
That's what happens when you zonal mark.
Real target for Watford to do what eventually Crystal Palace did after a lot of promotions and immediate relegations from the Premier League, to get up and stay up. It will be an achievement in itself, and they've made a pretty steady start. If they can get something from this game, it's often regarded as a bonus. Here's Dini. Back from Mertesacker. Could have been a bit more decisive. It's led to the persistence of the Watford skipper to a Watford corner.
That's what he was after. Just trying to build a head of steam now, Watford. Keep the ball in that attacking third.
Zonal marking again. Over there where the ball dropped, which matters whichever system you use. And it breaks back Watford's way as Arsenal were pushing out. Almost put Ramsey in. Good reach by Ake. Out come Watford. Igalo giving chase. Now in Mertesacker, no peace. Well, if it's a foul, it might be a booking. Sure. We get a piece of the ball. Here's a booking.
At one stage, he looked favourite to mop this up, but the pace for Magalo makes life difficult on the stretch. You might just get a stud or a toe to it.
What could have been a decisive piece of defending wasn't. It's cost him a yellow card. His team now have to defend a free kick in a match of fine margins.
I think they've got to do better for these set pieces, Watford. Haven't really been a major threat so far.
In by Abdi. It was at check height, which is well above everybody else. Ramsey. It's all under pressure. It's too much of a hurry to take the free kick. Coquelin. It's a bad touch by Pellerin. Dini defending from the front again, and look what he's got. He's got Watford another free kick. It's heroic stuff.
Giving Arsenal a second in possession.
It was Capoue. He's only ever scored one Premier League goal in his time with Tottenham, and that was in a match Spurs lost 5-1 at home to Manchester City.
Well, they're looking good. I mean, getting into the final half hour, that's when players might begin to wonder whether tiredness will come into it, the lack of concentration, but looking pretty comfortable at the moment.
Abdi, Capu, Watson, Neil. Anya hit something, I don't think it was aimed for him. Well, should get it away for Arsenal. Prödl. Okay. Not really away by Monreal. One or two signs of Arsenal feeling the strain here. Away free kicks. Neil. Anya. It's over Igalo, the header out by Mertesacker, collected by Ozil, who was on the move and needed to be. Bellerin. Straight into trouble in the shape with Capu and Abdi. That's a good game he's having. It's a good game generally. With, Watson feeding it into Igalo. Comes out to Capu. Capu trying to get through again. Challenged by Coquelin. Jones, the referee, says, get up and get on with it. Coquelin's not too happy with his opponent. And here comes Sanchez. 5 forward for Arsenal now. Option here. Ozil. Cazorla. Ozil can work it through and down he goes, and Sanchez puts it in the net anyway. Arsenal lead, and it's Alexis Sanchez again. That's one of the few times Watford have got stretched on the counter. I feel it was a penalty one end, it might well have been a penalty the other, and he not put the ball in the net. There's a little bit of quality on the counter. What about that for a little ball from Cazorla into Ozil? I think that was a pen from Ake. But Sanchez took the decision out of the ref's hands. Lovely disguise on the ball. Well, Alexis Sanchez's rich vein of form continues in front of goal. He could have shifted it sideways, but he's just gone for the pen. It certainly isn't one. And in fairness, Capu didn't make a huge meal of it after the initial appeal. Well, they were getting Olivier Giroud ready before the goal, and Theo Walcott off. Giroud, whose mood of disappointment at not starting the games for Arsenal will have been improved by the fact he scored 2 for France in a friendly in Denmark. They won 2-1, important goals in the context of that match. A lot of the talk
reflects how big he felt this game was, following on from the Manchester United victory, the spectacular one, desperate to follow it up.
A 1-0 won't put them back above Manchester United. But of course, we'll level on points again. They leapfrogged United. Goal difference after that 3-0 win at the Emirates 13 days ago. Gomez incidentally booked in the aftermath of the goal. You can see it's in Capu's mind then, but it was a poor execution. Actually, it was a Dini that time. His passing has been much better than that, as has Capu's, to be fair. 20 minutes gone in the second half. 10 in 6 for Alexis Sanchez now. After a slow start to the season caused by a late arrival back from the Copa America. I've got the aerial route to go for now with Giroud. Sanchez.
This is where Oscar can really hurt you now. They've got the tails up, passing the ball about.
Cazorla. Blocked by Ben Watson. Monreal. Cazorla. Özil trying to thread the pass through, the like of the one he received in the lead up to the goal. Monreal. Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez. Ramsey. Well, that could be the goal to take Arsenal back to second in the Premier League. It's only been on a matter of moments, and Olivier Giroud reminds us of what he's all about.
I was just going to say, this is when it starts to feel like really hard work for Watford, having conceded the goal. Arsenal smelling blood. What about this for a little cutback from Mesut Ozil on a play for Olivier Giroud, who's good at finishing those kind of chances, and he does it clinically into the roof of the net.
Substitution for the Hornets, replacing number 2, Alan Leon.
Well, the team with all the attacking options is beginning to dismantle the side with a great defensive record. There's the change here with Steven Berghaus coming on for Alan Neal, which tests the versatility again of Kechi Anya, who's here now receiving the ball at right back. Flicked on by Dini. Igalo! You need one to fly in. It would have been a spectacular strike. It hasn't quite happened for Nigerian or Kike Sanchez Flores.
No, it's difficult, isn't it? You look to his bench and in terms of Premier League experience, he hasn't got a whole lot there to depend on. Certainly not a lot of striking options.
Giroud. Here's Sanchez, he's 1-on-1 with Anya. Cazorla. Arsenal really in the groove now. Cazorla. Scoring twice in 5 minutes and making it very tough for Watford now. Still more than 20 minutes to go. And yeah, there's Alexis Sanchez tracking back.
The game's not won yet. Watford get the next goal in this game on.
Cathcart, who got a goal for Northern Ireland in their final group game away to Finland. Here he was on loan from Manchester United 6 years ago. Now, of course, a signed player. Cazorla. Allowed to travel. Sanchez. From Monreal. Mayake. Ramsey couldn't get a touch. Green stepping in, then Watson stepping in for Watford. Need to throw a few more men forward here. That's a tough ball for Berghaus to take.
Yeah, it's going to get really open now. They have got to take chances. Watford are going to face situations like this.
Giroud, but Sanchez didn't go for the return ball. They conceded 2 in a 2-2 draw at Everton, and of course 2-0 away to Manchester City. It's the first side to score 2 against them here at Arsenal. Ramsey. Arsenal aren't the sort of side just to settle for 2.
And they are a nightmare to face now in this kind of situation. Red and white shirts popping up everywhere. The fullbacks continue to bomb forward.
Koscielny. Could be in here, they're lining up Aaron Ramsey, surely this time, let's deflected in, and it is 3. It wasn't the tidiest of goals, but it won't matter to the Welshman, and it won't matter to Arsenal, who have now got the firmest of grips on this game.
Well, he was due one today, having missed a couple. Aaron Ramsey. Bellerin, I mentioned the fullbacks continue to skip forward, and the right back does the damage here to set it up. A little deflection on the way, but Ramsey won't care one bit. And that is the night zone up now.
Substitution for Hornets, replacing number 22,
First league goal this season. 15 of his last 17 goals have been in away matches. Alman Abdi's off to be replaced by Victor Ibarbo, who's on loan from Cagliari. He's Colombian. Comparison between the have less and the have a lot, but the other way to look at it is I think, in terms of Arsenal picking this kind of side, putting the Premier League top of their priority list, as Arsene Wenger said to the shareholders at the AGM, and in that sense it's a strong statement.
Well, it is. Maybe this year Arsene Wenger feels he's got as good a chance as many years previously to have a real tilt at the title.
Now, he says we're back in the fight for the league title and have been for the last couple of years because they have, of course, had to pay for the stadium.
He's not often here, is he, Silent Stump? He's made an appearance.
Berghaus. Cazorla.
Gonna feel like a long 15 minutes or so now for Watford. Put so much into this. There's no team like Arsenal making you work to get the ball back.
5 at Leicester, 3 against Manchester United, 3 here at Watford. After a sluggish by their standards start to the season in terms of goal scoring. Coquelin, who's steamrolling everybody in front of him. On that occasion, Ozil.
Shows you a bit of cramp setting in, how much ground those boys have covered. Him and Ben Watson particularly.
Ramsey. Coquelin. Back by Cazorla, and Watford put a lot into this game for an hour. They're paying a bit of a price for that. Also the psychological disturbance of losing 3 goals in pretty quick succession. Let's take the wind out of the sails. Igalo. Out by Monreal. Double change coming up from Arsene Wenger. Alexis Sanchez trying to leave on the right kind of note. If he can pick himself up here, there might be a gaping goal, but he can't quite do it in time. And that might be that.
What a ball from Santi Cazorla this was. It was flat effort.
Well, Gomez was in trouble, wasn't he? He's already been booked.
Substitution for Arsenal, replacing number 17, Alexis Sanchez.
Be replaced Alexis Sanchez. So yeah, the streak goes on of the hottest variety.
And replacing number 11,
A goal to make it 10 in his last 6 games for Arsenal and for Chile.
Yeah, certainly not the most difficult finish he's had this season, but he got the ball rolling.
And you have to be there to follow it up, and he wasn't back on his heels. He's never back on his heels. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who scored for England on Monday in Lithuania. And he scored past a Watford goalkeeper who was in Lithuania's goal on Monday night. Giedrius Arlauskis, who's not involved tonight because of a shoulder problem. He would have been on the bench otherwise. And Ozil is replaced by Mikel Arteta.
Substitution for the Hornets.
Still trying to get himself back to some regular first-team football after a long period out with injury last season.
It's not easy for him, is it, with Coquelin established and Cazorla next to him.
Off goes Anya, who was a little bit of a doubt through an injury. after Juan Carlos Paredes from Ecuador. He'll come on and be the third different right back that Watford have had this evening. Capu. Watson. Strong play by Deeney. Berghaus couldn't quite take the ball with him. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ramsey had a look back at him as if to say, "What were you doing? Just played to my feet." And goes Monreal and it gets to Ramsey's feet. He looks for Giroud. Hasn't quite got the speed of Walcott, but still gets there. Monreal inside the last 10 minutes. Arsenal, we said earlier, had to win some battles to win the match. They've won those battles and the goals have followed. Bellerin involved in an attacking sense again. It's led to an Arsenal corner.
He's a nightmare to face in those situations. So quick. Not just over 100 yards, but 5 or 10.
He actually started his senior career on loan here with Watford by Arsenal a couple of years ago. He made his debut, his first ever senior game was a 3-0 home defeat to Yeovil. He's moved up a grade or two since then. Corner for Giroud to attack, and boy did he attack it!
Got plenty of power behind it. Although it's on Gomez's side and straight at him to a certain extent, he had to react quickly.
Arsenal trying to rub salt in Watford's wounds. That was a nice idea, but the miss kick by Ramsey. Monreal. Beautifully taken by Cazorla. Arsenal could be in again here. Ramsey pirouetting. Coquelin. Coquelin's not yet scored for Arsenal. Maybe he's going to try and remedy that fault. Get many shooting opportunities.
They're all after a goal here. Yeah. They aren't the kind of team, as you said earlier, Martin, to just sit on a lead. It has been now and do it at times in the past.
Watford's fatigue rather showing in their lack of marking on Ozil on that header on the previous corner. Cazorla again, by Predel, now by Watson. A swipe at it by Monreal. Turned out to be a pass. Thanks to the scurrying back of Santi Cazorla. We're up at St James's Park on Super Sunday. Newcastle against Norwich, 3:30 from Sky Sports 1, same channel. Monday Night Football, Swansea against Stoke. Check closing in on another Premier League clean sheet, which would be just 2 behind the all-time record held by David James, who started his career here at Watford. 169 plays 167 in that respect. Check. Of course, still active. David would love to be, I'm sure, but time has finally caught up on him.
Well, he's going to put some distance, serious daylight between that David James record, I think, in his own in the next few years.
Ibaba gets the cross in towards Berghaus. It's actually touched onto Capoue as he was set to shoot, and Arsenal can drive forward again with Ramsey. Cazorla, is Oxlade-Chamberlain offside? No. Time the run, Arsenal lining up in the middle. They'll continue to do so. Well, plenty of sides with 4 minutes to go that wouldn't send the centre-backs forward. Mertesacker and Koscielny are on the move, if not at full tilt. Two pieces of the action. I think Mertesacker scored since the FA Cup final. So, won't be too pleased if the ball doesn't come in. That's another corner. Even this late in a game that's already decided, jockeying for positions in a way that has concerned referee Jones. Okay, and Giroud. Too height on that one. It suits Prudle. Igalo. Ibaba. Cross comes Monreal. No need for niceties. Watford's throw. You still feel he'd be doing the same at 0-0, but still easy on the eye from Santi Cazorla. Watford win it back. Igalo. Again, the shot that sums up the weariness. Troy Deeney's put in a fantastic shift.
Yeah, he has. They need him to get on the goal trail, though, don't they, to join his strike partner, Igalo, and inject a little bit of confidence in front of goal into Deeney.
Yeah, he's got bags of confidence outside of in the build-up. His players, as Thierry Henry's been, who's a disciple of Troy Deeney, has been highlighting.
This Watford team, they don't have to defend. There will be a few clean sheets between now and May, I'm sure. Just got to hone that attack.
Paredes. Arteta trying to squeeze it out to Monreal. Berghaus. '90th minute. And the team in red are almost home and hosed. 3 minutes to go. It's just a local debate here. I don't know if you're aware of it, but if you're a Watford supporter, you're either for black shorts or red shorts. If you've followed Watford in the Premier League in their incursions to the higher level, they've always played in red shorts until this season. Almost every year, new kit comes out, the debate goes on. It's quite a heated debate. Black won out this time.
I haven't got a strong opinion either way.
Ramsey. Here's Coquelin. Giroud offside. He looked it.
Well, they've done all they've had to tonight, Arsenal, against what was a really stubborn Watford side. In the first half particularly, their quality has eventually come through to make it a very comfortable second half and a very nice win.
Well, he went strong with his lineup, and he's been rewarded with a strong performance. And they beat Manchester United really in the first 20 minutes. They've got the same scoreline here at Watford, but fire a sturdy showing in the second period. And it might not finish at 3, of course, very late on here. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain never scored an away goal for Arsenal. Even his one that won the Community Shield counts as a neutral venue. All the talk that he needs, a bit of encouragement, talk that he's going to speak to Thierry Henry. And of course, Thierry's not required by Sky. Just to get a little bit more advice at getting into scoring positions. I think that seems to be the problem for him.
It's never easy when you're always coming on as a substitute, trying to pick up the pace of the game. You never get into a rhythm, or at least it's more difficult.
Teta having that kind of problem, really. And of course, Giroud has shown how it can be done. Capu, Watson. We've seen enough, Alan, from Watford, particularly in the first half, to know that no one coming here this season is going to have a straightforward encounter. And the teams around Arsenal in the table.
It's always hard to really make a definitive judgment about newly promoted sides. The opening 5, 6, 7 games, you get into winter and heads can drop a little bit after several defeats. Watford have got to make sure that doesn't happen to them.
And the Czech still has his clean sheet to protect here. No corner to be taken. Morgana's too strong for Hornets. That has always been the way under Arsene Wenger's reign. They've won all their Premier League games against their local rivals in terms of training grounds in the Premier League. Olivier Giroud came on to score an important second. Aaron Ramsey sort of scuffed in the third, as he's illustrating to his teammates. Tough day for Watford in the end. They gave so much for an hour or so. But once Alexis Sanchez accounts for the first.
For this season, having done so, scoring for Wales as well this week. Santi Cazorla, the orchestrator again for Arsenal in the middle of the park. More touches and more passes than any player in the Premier League this season, and he was doing the damage yet again. So Arsenal back into second place, having dropped out of the top 4 with other results today, but Manchester City winning, scoring 5 again. Manchester United so impressive, winning 3-0 at Goodison. West Ham up into the top 4 with their another away victory for them over Crystal Palace. Tottenham and Southampton climbing today. Liverpool with a point under Jurgen Klopp at White Hart Lane. Chelsea on the move as well. Maybe signs of a recovery there, beating Aston Villa by 2-0. Watford dropping a couple of places down to 14th, but there's a 6-point cushion over Aston Villa, beaten at Stamford Bridge. And then Sunderland beaten again by West Brom, and Newcastle in action tomorrow against Norwich on Super Sunday, and still looking for their first victory as well. And there's more football coming your way tonight. Right now, in fact, Barcelona taking on Rayo Vallecano on Sky Sports 2. Real Madrid having already won today. And fight night as well. British and Commonwealth title fight, Sam Eddington and Dale Evans, 8 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. And the Muppets are back with a brand new series exclusive to Sky One starting this Monday at 8. That's followed by the brand new 7th season of Modern Family at 8:30. Then on Thursday at 9, Ricky Wilson joined by team captains Tiny Temper and Nicole Scherzinger in a brand new music-themed game show, Bring the Noise. All that to look forward to this coming week, only on Sky One. Arsenal brought the noise today. Aaron Ramsey waiting to speak to us. Congratulations, Aaron. All in all, not a bad week for you personally, you might think, but how hard did you have to work for it today?
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a good week for me personally. You know, obviously going to a major tournament with Wales and then come back to winning ways in the league. But you know, it was a difficult first half. They pressed us really well and made it difficult for us, but we stuck to the game plan, and finally our quality showed in the second half.
Well, what was that game plan, Aaron? What were the messages at halftime that the manager was reinforcing to you?
It was quite a dry pitch. They didn't water it before the game, so you know, that took the zip out of it a bit. But we had to stick to it, to get the ball and switch sides and combine in the box, which we did well in the second half, I thought.
Aaron, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations. My guess is that you prefer to play in that central role, but when you're